So I'm just driving to Montana in my RAV4 Prime, and going through some snow here, and it's been doing pretty well. The adaptive cruise control gets coated in ice and sometimes becomes unreliable. So far, I've been mostly on hybrid mode. I'm trying to conserve the electric range because the electric motor, the car has more power when the battery's full, so I like to leave it full until the end of the trip. When I'm going downhill like this, sometimes I hit the charge mode button, and then which is right here, and I could charge up the battery while we're going downhill. It doesn't use any gas because it's already trying to do engine braking, right? But yeah, it's been pretty good. One thing I like about it is it just has a lot of power, and the self-driving, or it can kind of follow the car in front of me by itself, and it kind of drive itself a little bit on the freeway, which on long drives is really nice. I have a 9-hour drive today, so I've got a long way to go, and yeah, just starting out. Looks like there's gonna be quite a bit of snow. I wasn't expecting this much snow. I'm kind of getting nervous. I don't really have snow tires. I do have like tire socks, but I don't really count on those. I'm not worried about getting stuck as much as I am like spinning off the road or something, because it's super easy to lose control when in these kind of conditions, when there's like ice everywhere. So I'm driving through a pretty slick snow here. The car's handling pretty good. It definitely doesn't have a lot of traction with the stock tires. Like if I like that, you can see the tires start slipping. But it's doing okay. The problem is when I got this car, the tires are actually overinflated. So right now they're like a 45 PSI when they're supposed to be at 38. I don't know why it came that way. I mean, I was gonna adjust it, but I haven't got around to it. If you see here, here we are. You can see that it's 44 PSI all the way around. When it's warm, it'll go up to like 48. It's way too high right now. But it's doing okay in the snow. I have to just be careful. I'm just any sudden inputs and it'll start sliding. But the adaptive cruise control, if I try to turn it on, I just realized that it's actually in trail mode right now, so adaptive cruise control won't turn on. It's not because the sensor's covered in ice yet. Later in the video, you'll see it actually gets covered in ice, and then it doesn't work. But right now, it would work if it was in the right drive mode. I wish Toyota would have a warning that says, hey, cruise control doesn't work in trail mode. I've been pretty happy with it, but like obviously it's no off-roader without good tires. Snow is all about tires, so it's not really about the car itself. I can't say it's not doing anything stupid. Everything it's doing, it's maintaining traction. It doesn't let itself slide too much. But yeah, it's doing good. So when I drove through the pass, the sensors got covered in ice, and adaptive cruise control, the lane keep assist, the front collision detection, and the parking sensors, all that stopped working because they got covered in ice. But now everything's working good because I chipped the ice off the Toyota logo and the two sensors. So I've been driving around 80 miles an hour for the last hour, and I gotta say, this thing is so nice on this. I don't know if you can see that. The heads-up display, you can't really, but it's steering itself right now. It's maintaining distance from that car, and it's just smooth and quiet, just gliding along. I'm getting 33 miles a gallon, but I think it was because all that snow really slowed it down. It usually gets a lot better than that. But yeah, it's going well, and I'm excited. All right, I'm driving through Coeur d'Alene. Very beautiful here. It's just recently snowed. Car's been doing good. I wish there was better charging spots, but there's not really. So I'm just driving on gas only. I'm so glad I don't have an electric car when I have stuff like this. Now I can just drive and I don't have to worry about plugging in or anything. And then when I get to my destination, I can plug it in and then drive around on like an electric car. But on these long road trips, I have the nice gas engine to make it so I can just keep going forever. So it's a good deal. I'm cruising at about 86 miles an hour, and even though it's raining and it's kind of slushy, the car is still controlling itself, and it's like rock steady. Like, it is so smooth. Like 90 miles an hour feels like 60 and like an old car. It's crazy. Like, this thing is just so smooth. It's doing great. This is driving down to Highlight Canyon where we're going to ice climb. I honestly wasn't sure if I'd make it out of here. There was about 6 inches of snow the whole way, but the car did pretty good. And yeah, we made it out just fine. We're hiking to Twin Falls, and quite a bit of snow, and we're kind of on this weird rabbit trail. So a couple things about the RAV4 Prime. When it's super cold, like below 18 degrees, the engine will start to keep the heat on. If you're not plugged in. I haven't tried that when I'm plugged in yet. And the heat actually works pretty good, but the windshield wiper defroster button, which is this one right here, or this one right here, it doesn't really work as well as I thought it might. Yeah, it's the windshield wipers are still frozen. This is Highlight Canyon. This is the Highlight Reservoir. The car does really well on the snow like this. It does slide, but like, it's super controllable. The stability control keeps it really stable. The heads-up display is really handy. It flickers a little bit in video, but it doesn't do that in real life. And it's really nice to see your speed in front of you all the time. And the lane keep assist. I'm camping in the RAV4 Prime, and I have all my stuff over here. I have my laptop here that's plugged in the back, right here, and then I have the front screen covered by a jacket so it's not so bright. Out front, I have some stuff behind me, which is not really optimal. You can see I put plenty of room for my head. I'm not like all the way against the back. I'm 6 foot tall, so it's like, it's not I mean, it's a little bit tight, but it's not crazy, and I have plenty of room. I feel like I can like spread out like, wee. And I love this little shelf here. I can put stuff, my phone's here, put my wallet, whatever I have, in this case my AirPods. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. Also, like, I can't do scheduled charging with it plugged in. I mean, with my room mode on for some reason, like it didn't seem to work. So I have to just let it charge up like all the way, and it's just going to be full battery all night long, which is not really ideal for the battery. But yeah, other than that, everything's good. Minor things. Yeah, so when I was camping, also it got pretty cold at night, and the heater struggled to keep up when it was plugged in, because when it was plugged in, it only runs off the battery, so it does not let the engine kick on to get the heat up more. So when it got really cold, what I did is I put on recirc, and then it had enough heat to keep the car warm. This is driving through, I think, Sun Valley in Idaho. It's really beautiful here. The car did pretty good, and I had a lot of inclement weather driving on this trip, so I'm actually pretty pleased with how the car performed. The stability control is excellent. Like, I was on some snow, and I like purposely tried to make it slide just for fun, and even with barely any traction, somehow it straightened itself out with the ABS system. It was crazy. It wouldn't go sideways. Emblem gets covered in ice, you can see that all the sensors turn off. So I can't use adaptive cruise control, or lane keep assist, or even the pre-collision system is turned off until I clean the ice off the sensor. But yeah, just something to keep aware of if you're doing winter driving. Okay, I'm driving in literally a whiteout blizzard. There's barely any traction. I have the stock tires on here, and like I can't hardly do anything. I'm going down I-90, and it's all right. It's doing okay. It's just have to be very careful. I'm like white knuckling it. The stability control is excellent. So as soon as it starts sliding, it'll somehow correct itself. I don't know how it does it. But obviously winter tires or chains would make all the problems go away. It's just tire related issues right now. Yeah, this is just, it's more just the snow coming down that's making it hard to see the issue.
Snowing. There is snow, slush and ice on the roadway. Traction tires are required for passenger vehicles. Chains are required for trucks over 10,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. Westbound from exit 71, near Easton. Becoming chains required for all vehicles, except all-wheel drive. Westbound from Gold Creek, at milepost 56. Oversized loads are prohibited. There is a 30-minute limit for stopping in the chain-up area.
This is what happens when all of the sensors are covered in ice. Basically everything shuts off. This car is now like a regular car. The heads up display still works though. So I cleaned all the sensors off and now everything works again. So I got about 33.4 miles a gallon, not using the electric system very much. That's going about 80 miles an hour most of the way, so I think if I would have gone slower it gets better mileage. I noticed it drops down to below 30 if I maintain like 80 miles an hour, but I would say that's probably what you should expect if you're like really going fast across country.